Welcome back to Movin' Right Along, a Muppet movie podcast brought to you by toughpigs.com. This is the podcast where we watch the Great Muppet Caper 2 minutes at a time and talk about it a lot. I'm your host, Ryan Rowe.
I'm your other host, Anthony Strand.
And we are very, very happy to welcome back a return guest, a terrific guest from last week. Who are you, terrific return guest?
Okay, so here's the thing that I was saying last time, that what I want to... I'm sorry. I'm sorry, this is a joke. I'm Danny Horn, and I'm so happy to be here. We were just discussing how little excited puppies we are to talk about this movie. I'm so thrilled to be back with you guys again.
We are thrilled to have you, and yes, we all love this movie.
Yes.
Today we are looking at minutes 5 and 6 of The Great Muppet Caper, in which the song Hey a Movie concludes, and Mr. Tarkanian is mad. So we pick up these minutes with chaos in the street in the aftermath of the chicken cart getting hit by a car and Sweetums falling in a sewer, and Fozzie has to put a stop to it. He yells, "Hold it!" and then tells Kermit to go ahead. This is where Kermit... This is minute 5 of the movie now. Kermit explains the premise of the movie that we are about to see. In this film, he and Fozzie play crack investigative reporters for the Daily Chronicle, and Gonzo, he's the photographer.
And that's a thing you do.
Well,
at the beginning of a movie is a character announces to you what the movie is about. That's how all movies work.
But not only what it's about, he follows it up with a judgment of its quality. It's going to be terrific.
Yes, that's true.
He tells you also how to feel about this movie, which he's right. Don't get me wrong. It is terrific. Yes. But, I mentioned before we started recording, we would find out in the next scene. We would find out in this scene that Gonzo's a photographer. And then we would find out
because we would see him with a camera.
We would see him with a camera, and then we would find out that the other two are reporters when their newspaper editor yells at them.
Yes,
right.
So not like we need it. It's just fun.
My best guess is that they felt like they had to do this so we would understand that this isn't exactly the same Kermit and Fozzie and Gonzo we see on the Muppet Show every week. They're not these actors doing a variety show. They're playing these versions of themselves who are actors who are playing these characters in this movie.
Right.
And then that they're identical twins and that.
Yeah.
All of that, yeah.
But I was trying to think. I can't think of any other movies. There probably are some, but any other movies where the character just looks at you and says, "Here's what this movie's about."
Ferris Bueller's Day Off.
It's an insane thing to do.
Yeah, Ferris Bueller, I guess.
Yeah, but no,
I guess
you're right.
Deadpool.
But even he is not like, "Hi, I'm Matthew Broderick."
Right.
and now I'm going to introduce you to...
In this movie, I play Ferris Bueller.
Ferris Bueller, who's a kid. Yeah.
Right.
I really like... So this was actually... so the cliffhanger from last week's episode was kind of... I said, this is what this is setting up is this question of, is this a real street or not? They've landed in this, crazy... super obviously this is a movie set and not a street. And so that moment when Fozzie yells, "Hold it!" and everybody stops.
Right. Fozzie can control reality.
Yeah, he's in charge of this street, and then everything stops in the movie. And then Kermit gets to explain. And then when he does, when Kermit does that, he says, we're playing reporters and he's our photographer. And this is going to be terrific. And just as Kermit says this is going to be terrific, then a taxi comes by, and they have to jump out of the way. So all of a sudden it turns into a dangerous street again. And that's kind of this thing that happens over the next 2 minutes is this question of is this a movie set where the Muppets can just walk around, or are we actually in danger right now because we're doing a musical number in the middle of a busy city?
Huh.
Do you think maybe they just got distracted and they weren't concentrating and they lost their control? They lost their grip on reality, and that's when the cab went out of control.
Yes, I believe that is the case.
Good.
But like Danny mentioned last week, it seems like the chaos is because of their presence.
Yes, they are generating.
That's true
too. Like momentarily here, a human being is going to drop unlit dynamite down a manhole,
right.
And it's going to cause Sweetums to fly back up out of the manhole.
Yeah,
the Muppets show up, and all of a sudden, vegetables start to sing, and just the world goes wrong.
Right? Yeah.
Is basically how that works.
It's
Well, here's something I want to say about when they almost get hit by the cab. Kermit's next line, which is this line has always fascinated me, intrigued me, baffled me, puzzled me, stymied me. Kermit says to us, "Boy, I wish I were you people seeing this for the first time."
Yes.
So, first of all, we're not seeing this for the first time. We've all seen this dozens of times, so he's wrong about that. But I've never, and I've posted about this, I know, on the Tough Pigs forum before, and I know people have chimed in with their takes on this, but I'm still not really sure what this means. Is it like because they're doing multiple takes, or because we aren't in the movie and we don't have to get hit by a cab, or I don't know. What do you guys think?
You people are about to have a really good time because you've never seen this before and you don't know what's about to happen.
right. But by the time that we're watching it, Kermit has already seen it because he was there when they shot it. Yeah. Oh yeah.
And so he wishes he was in the audience like us, about to see this amazing movie that he's going to do.
So then maybe he says it after they almost get hit by the cab because that was such an exciting moment.
Yes.
So he wishes he could be in the audience watching all these thrilling things happen.
Yeah.
And really, it's just like that line, I think, is kind of the ultimate of like this thing that we've been tracking for, last week and this week of like all of the things that people in movies don't do. Like you don't start the movie yourself and like construct it. You don't break character and explain that you're actually an actor and that you're going to play this character. And then like to take that just one step further, then he says like, actually, I wish I was just in the audience.
Yeah.
I don't even know why I'm making this movie. You guys are having fun.
Yeah. He wishes he were in our place. Wow.
So it's just like this pile of things that movies don't do.
I think the Muppets can absolutely get away with it. I am also glad that there are not very many other movies who try to do this exact thing, because that would get tiring really fast.
Yeah.
If that was every movie.
Well, and speaking of things that other movies don't do, Ryan, I don't mean to step on your toes, but it just seemed like a good segue. Charles Grodin shows up and takes off his sunglasses to reveal that he's in this movie.
Yes.
Yeah, that's on. They do the starring everybody, and then we get a close up. So he in the previous shot, he was pretending to be a blind man, and a Girl Scout was helping him cross the street.
Which is a solid joke. Like a Girl Scout helping an old man across the street is an inversion of the trope in the first place. Right. So I love that.
Right, but yes, he's not a blind man. He's a mysterious Charles Grodin.
And then he steps on screen. So there's actually there's this whole extra bit of chaos that starts happening, where again the world is going wrong. So actually right before Charles Grodin does that, they start singing the song again, and the song is there's crooks and cops and there's villainy, but with us on call, we'll fix it all real easily. So they're basically promising us this is going to be okay because Kermit and Fozzie and Gonzo are here. They're going to make everything go well. And then a second after that, this truck full of monsters goes by, who were apparently in jail.
Yeah, so this is another thing that I was so fascinated by as a little kid, just wondering what the story was there. Is this are they being taken off to jail, or is this are they going to a monster zoo? Are they cattle?
Cages? Yeah. Which I think kind of again undercuts this promise that that everything is going to be fine and the Muppets have this handled. Just as soon as they say anything this is going to be terrific or we're going to fix this, then just more and more things go wrong, and then you get Charles Grodin stepping on Sweetums, and then
but then also we see
the world continuing to collapse.
We see Charles Grodin take off his trench coat,
yes,
and then run up and steal Lady Holiday's jewels.
You know what though? That's not immediately obvious.
No, it's the first time you see this movie, you have no idea. But
right.
But what I'm saying is now having seen it. And knowing who they both play, she's Lady Holiday, he's his brother Nicky. This is a guy who dresses up like the Phantom to rob his own sister in public.
Right.
And that's insane. Yeah. It's crazy. What a thing to do.
What a thing to do. Another thing I noticed for the first time is when he steps on Sweetum's fingers, you can see his flowered socks, which will come back later.
Oh.
Huh. Also, we should say who Charles Grodin is. I didn't
know if we would get into to Grodin. later.
Charles Grodin, I believe, plays Moki Fraggle.
True.
Charles Grodin plays Cotter Pinduzer. Yep. No, but in the 70s he was around
A lot.
Oh, he was one of the really big time like comedy movie actors. It was like Lily. There were a bunch of movies. It was like Lily Tomlin and Jane Fonda, like the biggest hits. Charles Grodin was kind of an inhabitant of that world.
Right. I feel like people of my generation, I'm 34, knew him as like the dad from Beethoven.
Definitely.
But if you go back, he was in Heartbreak Kid, he was in Real Life, Midnight Run, The Lonely Guy, a bunch of really great movies, and this is one of them. Like this is a string of really great comedies he was in, and this is one of them. So
yeah, it was a big deal to have him. It wasn't like he was the biggest star in the world, but just like it was like this is a real like 1981 comedy.
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah, Charles Grodin is the guy you want to get for a role like this.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and I'm sure we'll be talking more about him and about Nikki Holiday later.
And so meanwhile, like Kermit and Gonzo, like they're taking pictures of the chicken.
They're looking for a great photo story, and Gonzo notices a chicken. Another semi-interesting thing, in the July 22nd, 1980 draft of the screenplay, it's not a chicken, it's a kitty.
Oh.
Gonzo's taking a picture of a little kitty cat.
So he's not perving on it. He's just
Right.
like that changes it like a great deal what he's doing.
But chickens are funnier.
Yes. Yeah, for sure.
And so just like having like a bunch of chickens walking around.
And I was thinking about that. We see a bunch of people carrying chickens in this scene. And in the Muppet movie, we see like a stereotypical mustache chef carrying a chicken.
Yes.
There's a woman who walks by holding a chicken.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah,
so
several.
Actually, none of it, like, is that the box? Like Gonzo's on a box that then gets like smashed, and that's why Gonzo ends up in the street. Like, was that a box of chickens?
Yeah, the crate.
I think so. Yeah, it's like a chicken cart.
Okay. So then the crate like opens. I hadn't really thought about this. So the crate opens. That's why there's chickens around. And then if there are people like, so then a chef picks one up. He's like just stealing.
Yeah,
that's a hot chicken.
I guess so.
It's a hot chicken.
He's stealing a chicken off the street. It's just like, oh, great, awesome. I will just take this back. So this is again like
hot chicken.
That the rules of society are breaking down completely. Like not only is Charles Grodin stealing his sister's jewels, but people are just like breaking chicken crates and stealing chickens. Like the world has gone mad.
Well, and I mean, we'll see that again in a second when we see the headline for the Daily Chronicle.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Oh, I mean, but it just like, but things keep going like nuts because like after Charles Grodin like jumps in the car. So by the way, I noticed that like the car does not have windows. There's no glass, there's no windows, and there's no windshield. Do you guys notice that?
There's not even a windshield. Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah. I don't know what that. It's basically it's like that's a stunt car, I guess. But then as soon as that happens, then the entire street just falls into like complete chaos. Like cars just jump up onto the sidewalk and people jump out of the way, and the fruit stand falls over. Probably all those Muppet vegetables are like squished.
Oh no.
Yeah, nobody ever looks for them. And then there's like explosives, and then like a moment that I think is insane is that the truck comes by with the monsters again, and they sing another line of the song, and now the monsters are out of the cages, and the guy who was driving them, who had them in the cages, is now in a cage.
Yeah, the monsters are riding in the truck, and the driver is inside the cage.
And there's no like that story, like there's no connection as far as I can tell between anything else that's happened and the fact that like they apparently just drove around the corner and now the monsters took over. That's just another example of the absolute chaos that the world has descended into because of this balloon and these three terrible harbingers of doom.
What hath Kermit wrought?
Yeah, who fell into their lives.
Yeah, that seems like a very cartoony gag to me, where you would like see the truck driving one way with the monsters in the back, and then you would see the truck drive back the other way with the driver in the back.
Yeah, for sure.
So it's cartoon logic at this point.
But I was going to say, speaking of cartoon logic, in a minute we're going to see the Daily Chronicle headline, right? Mm-hmm. Identical twins join Chronicle staff.
Yes.
This is a world where Kermit and Fozzie can write a dumb article about themselves being hired for a newspaper, and the editor doesn't yell at them until it's already been printed.
Yes.
Like he's holding a complete newspaper in his hand.
Right. Yeah, he's furious about it, but not enough.
Yeah, so what happens is they all...
The story is not even about the chicken.
That's
they didn't
true.
even use the picture of the chicken.
Yeah, what happened to those photos?
That would have been front page news.
Yeah.
So what happens is there's chaos, but then they keep singing the song, all the extras are dancing, Gonzo takes their picture, and then that picture dissolves into this newspaper headline: Identical twins join Chronicle staff. And Mr. Tarkanian, the editor, is not happy about this newspaper, which, yes, it's a very good point, because if he's the editor or the publisher, you would think that he would have the final say on what makes it to print. So he is complicit in this at some point in the process. I actually wrote an article all about Mr. Tarkanian for the Tough Pigs website a few years ago.
How irresponsible he is?
But yeah, like, what is he yelling at them for? He's their boss.
I think that's because on this day, so I guess apparently this is the next day, but on the day that they landed, just the world just exploded into chaos. Jewels are getting stolen. People drive up on the sidewalk, and there's monsters and chickens and explosions. And something that I think is amazing. Like, once he puts the newspaper down, then the camera shifts to be behind Kermit and Fozzie and Gonzo, who are now like standing in front of the desk. So Mr. Tarkanian is like pounding on his desk and yelling at them and yelling at us, because now we're kind of like in their place. So like a minute ago, Kermit was saying, "I wish I was you people," seeing this for the first time. And now we are actually like basically a minute later, now someone is yelling at us that we haven't done our job right.
It's like we're being punished for not realizing how ridiculous this was.
Yes.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Mr. Tarkanian is played by Jack Warden. I have some other notes about him that I figure we can get to next week.
Although if we're gonna shout out Charles Grodin and Jack Warden, we also should mention that Lady Holiday is Diana Rigg. Which we didn't say.
Yes, I saved my notes on Diana Rigg also for a future episode. But did you have anything?
So, I was just gonna say that she's probably best known as the star of TV's The Avengers in the 1960s, the British spy show.
Yes.
And more recently, she's been on Game of Thrones. She was in a very bad Doctor Who episode where a monster was growing out of her chest, and some other stuff. Well, but she's a dame. She's great.
She was also in a James Bond movie. She's in On Her Majesty's Secret Service, and I think it can't be an accident that the jewelry store that she comes out of, if you see the sign, it's called Bond Jewelry Store.
Oh, sure. Also, I almost always refer to that movie as James Bond's Got a Date with Lady Holiday. Almost always.
Yeah.
So I just feel like we can talk more about her when she shows up proper.
Yeah. I only have one other note about these minutes, which is we talked about when the clothing rack sort of flies in front of these Muppets and suddenly they're wearing different clothes. I like that Kermit's journalism outfit is a trench coat with a hat, and Gonzo's journalism outfit is a coat and a camera, and Fozzie is just a little piece of paper that says press that goes in his hat.
Yes.
That's the only change for Fozzie.
Yeah. Well, bears wear hats.
Yes, they do. So, yeah, like I say, that's all I have. Do you have anything else, Danny, starting with you?
No, it's just like, I think that these, like the 4 minutes that we have just talked about over these 2 episodes, I think must be like the most chaotic opening for any movie ever. And so I'm very, very grateful that you guys shared these insane moments with me for the beginning of this awesome podcast.
Yeah, I'm so glad you joined us. This is perfect. And Anthony?
My note is much nitpickier than that.
Oh.
When we see the Daily Chronicle cover, the front page of the Daily Chronicle, off to the side, there's a headline that says "Poles own affair, Soviet aid affirms."
Oh, I noticed that. What does that mean?
And former guest on this podcast, Grant Harding, sent me a link. It's actually a New York Times article from August 27th, 1980.
So they just took like a real...
They just took like a real New York Times article and pasted it on this. So I'm sure that they just replaced whatever the front page story was with the Kermit and Fozzie picture.
Yeah, I think somewhere I have when they filmed this scene, but not in my notes for today. So
yeah,
I love that Grant looked that up.
Yeah, because I just posted that cover on Facebook, put like, "Oh, I'm so glad to be podcasting about this movie," and Grant just posted that link just all he put was the link.
Oh,
So
that's
that
New
was
York Times
actually
article.
some kind of world news event that was happening that day.
Yeah.
Wow, amazing.
Mhm.
Okay.
So this movie is educational as well.
There you go. Yeah.
Yes, everyone go look up
teaches-
that New York Times
It
story.
was given no, I'm just like
Well,
as a kid, I didn't realize that I was supposed to also read the newspaper while I was sitting there in the movie.
Right.
But I could have learned something about world events.
Yeah, so we'll link to it in the show notes so everybody can read
yeah.
it.
Yes. Make sure you read it while you're watching The Great Muppet Caper.
Crucial extra information.
And that will do it for today. So everyone, please make sure you check out toughpigs.com on the internet and also on Facebook, Twitter, and a variety of other places. Our theme music is by Stacey Rosen. Our logo is by Morgan Davey. If you're so inclined, please give us a positive review on iTunes. Oh, hey, you can also find me on Twitter at @MeRyanRowe. You can find Anthony on Twitter at ZeppoMarxist. And Danny, where can people find you on the internet?
You can check out my blog, Dark Shadows Every Day. It's a daily blog about a 1960s vampire soap opera, which I'm committed to writing about until the very last episode, and I run out of stuff. And also, I have a YouTube channel where I post weird talks that I give. The most recent one is called The Thingmaker and the Burning of the American Child. And it's about dangerous toys, and it's funny. So go and look that up on YouTube, and then you will find me and my other videos.
That sounds great. And that's probably also the only video on YouTube with that exact title. Am I right?
Yes. Yeah, so that's an easy...
Yes.
It'll be easy for you to find that. Track that one
Everybody
down.
go look for that. And hey, if you like this show, we always say tell your friends, but why not post about this show on your Facebook page or your Twitter or your Instagram or whatever the kids are using these days?
It's a very good idea.
Yeah. And then join us again here next week for another episode of Moving Right Along. Bye.
Goodbye.
Bye, everybody.